the night of July 16, 2022, Daniel Cardiff and Phillip Osterday had one fateful podcast. This is their story. It's a wonderful night, isn't it, Daniel?
Yes, it is, Philip.
It's been a long 2 weeks for you, though.
Long 2 weeks.
Good night. Tell me about what happened. What did you do?
Well, me and my brother-in-law, Philip Osterday, we do this here podcast called Classic Countdown Conversations, where we talk about the best and the worst that media has to offer.
Iced tea.
A very good iced tea, thank you. Thank you very much for it.
You're welcome.
Looks a little bit like urine, but it tastes immaculate. My brother-in-law and I, Philip Osterday, we do this podcast, and we was counting down the best animated Disney movies after Sir Walt Disney's death, and up until the year 2010.
Wow.
Long, big old time frame to look
big
through.
Old time thing.
It was a big old task that was put on our shoulders.
Now, don't you lie to me. You guys did prepare?
We prepared best we could.
I sure hope so.
We did, but unfortunately,
Oh no!
let me get a sip of my
I'll get some.
ice cold iced tea.
Oh
My.
iced tea. Ooh, is it carbonated?
Yes, I can't tell. You would be able to tell because you made it.
It not carbonated. It's not carbonated.
Don't think so.
Now tell
I lost
me.
my accent there for a second.
I think.
Yeah.
You maybe missed something. Did you miss something that the jury might want to know about? Now, don't you lie to me.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right.
I want to talk about why we did what we did.
Tell me.
We forgot one of the best animated Disney movies out there for our list. We forgot a Goofy movie. I know. We deserve punishment for what we did.
Now you got this iced tea all over me. I hope you can clean it up. You got a change of clothes in the car?
I always have a change of clothes in the car.
I knew it. I can't wait to hear what the jury says. Now, Daniel.
Yes.
Regardless of what the jury says or the judge, I think you got to do something about this.
What is your name, young sir?
My name is...
You look like a Jedediah.
You pin the tail on the donkey.
Okay,
That's
good.
Jebediah, Jeremiah, Jerry.
Jebediah, Jeremiah, Jerry Falls. I
Thank you. I did forget the falls.
Yes. I and Philip do have a plan.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me get one more sip
me
of this
too,
here
me too.
iced tea.
Oh.
Boy, howdy, is that good. We do have plans to rectify this crime. This Disney crime
A
that
crime against the people.
the
you may say.
people of Disney, of our audience, we did a crime.
It's a
Against
darn shame.
a darn shameful crime, and we do by declare
Whoa.
that we will rectify this mistake with this here episode. Hey,
right.
Philip.
Oh. Hi. I'm Philip. What's your name?
My name's Daniel Osterday.
Well, and thanks for joining me on Classic Countdown Conversations, where we count down the best and the worst that pop culture has
That
to
pop
offer.
culture has to offer. What is your name?
I'm Philip
What's your last name?
Osterday.
Oh, interesting. Because I said my name was Daniel Osterday, so I was assuming that you'd say yours
I
was
missed it.
Philip
I
Cardiff.
didn't hear that at all.
So I don't think we need much of an intro. Our cold open kind of
It's-
explained it all.
A beautiful cold open.
A beautiful cold open. We forgot Goofy Movie.
Whoops.
So we're going to just spend this episode talking about Goofy Movie because we feel bad about it.
And we love a goofy movie.
We love it. What was? Would you like to explain why we forgot about it?
We both looked at a list. I think this is why we forgot it.
It was on. I want to say, was that Wikipedia that we
Maybe
looked at?
Wikipedia, something, a bigger news site or something. And it totally had all the movies except for a Goofy movie. And we tried to look up to see if a Goofy movie was direct to video.
And it wasn't. It was.
It had some sort of box office numbers, so seems not that way.
You keep talking for a second. I'm just gonna make sure that there's not any other ones that we forgot about other than a Goofy movie.
We're gonna have to do another Southern drawl, cold open, and rectifying our mistakes. I don't think that we did anything else because I don't think any of the other we would have remembered the other animated movies by now. I think.
I mean, but maybe let's hope so.
Home on the Range we didn't talk about.
Well,
but I don't think we cared about it.
Yeah, I don't care for that movie very much.
See,
okay,
so that's what I'm saying. I don't think that there's any more.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, so this is all of them. I'm just gonna read off all of them so that people know which ones we didn't.
That's right.
Include.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So starting with
speed read it.
What?
Speed read.
Okay, The Aristocrat. I'm sorry. Whoa. The Aristocats, Robin Hood, The Rescuers, with The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, The Fox and the Hound, The Black Cauldron, The Great Mouse Detective. It has Who Framed Roger Rabbit on here, but that's live action with. I'm not.
Yeah, that
we're not
doesn't
including
count.
like that, or we didn't include Mary Poppins, our first go around, and stuff like that.
Right.
Oliver and Company, The Little Mermaid, Rescuers Down Under, DuckTales the movie,
Never seen it.
Treasure of the Lost Lamp.
That's the whole name of the movie?
That's the whole name. But I don't know. I don't know if it was direct to DVD or not. Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, The Lion King, Pocahontas, A Goofy Movie. Mm-hmm. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Hercules, Milan, Tarzan, Fantasia 2000. We didn't talk about that.
It's not. It's like a experimental.
It's not as good as the original.
It's the same thing.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not. There's not a story necessarily.
Yeah. The first Fantasia is cool because it's just like craziness.
Yeah.
But if it's just kind of like it again,
Yeah.
then there's probably nothing too special about it. Dinosaur, which
Is that animated?
yeah, it's like that must have been their first like delve into 3D animation.
Okay.
The Emperor's New Groove, Atlantis Lost Empire, Lilo and Stitch, Treasure Planet, Peter Pan 2, Return to Neverland.
See, now that definitely wasn't in movie theaters.
No, I don't think it was. Brother Bear, The Jungle Book 2. That was, I did see that in the movie theaters. Jungle Book 2, yes. I remember going with my mom. Valiant
Don't even know what that is.
is about birds. Home on the Range, Chicken, Little, The Wild, Meet the Robinsons, Roadside Romeo. I have no idea what that is. Bolt. We didn't mention this one, but A Christmas Carol.
Oh,
With
that's
Jim
actually
Carrey.
really good.
That is a good one.
Oh, wait. With Jim Carrey?
It's the 3D animated
Oh.
one.
I was thinking of the Muppets Christmas Carol.
Well, that's not animated.
Okay.
Christmas Carol. Interesting.
It's a Christmas movie. It doesn't count. We've probably talked about that in
We talked about it in our
Christmas
best
movies.
Christmas carols.
Oh, that's right.
we did
Forgot
10 of
about
them.
Carol.
That was very early on. That would maybe be my top 15. I think what were my two lowest ones? It was Fox and the Hound and
Something else.
hold on, I'm gonna think of it. Actually, I'm just gonna go look at my list on my phone because I don't ever delete anything. What the hell? Maybe I did delete it. Nope, here it is. And I had Robin Hood. Fox and the Hound and Robin Hood. I think I would just bump those two out and put a Goofy movie in and maybe a Christmas Carol in.
A Goofy movie would be at the bottom of your list?
No.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
saying like it would bump them out of the top 15.
All right.
Okay, so before we start talking about Goofy movie, where would it rank at in your list?
I don't know.
I know where it would rank at in mine.
Okay, where would it rank in yours?
It would go at number 5.
I think I might like it at number 3 for me.
So it bumps Treasure Planet out of number 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So your number 3 is a Goofy movie. Your number 2 was Aladdin. Number 1 was Lion King. Okay. My top 5 now, or I'll do top 6 so you know who got bumped. So Aladdin is top 6.
Mm-hmm.
Goofy movie 5. Emperor's New Groove 4. Treasure Planet 3, Mulan 2, Lilo and Stitch 1.
Okay.
And I'm gonna spring something on you here,
Oh, no.
Philip. So what
Classic Daniel move.
Well, actually, this is actually kind of a classic Philip move. You're the one that usually is like springing something on me during the. I've done it maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
I definitely did with the Muppets.
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about why we think a Goof movie is great, and why it's a darn shame that we've left it out the first time. However, I did rewatch. I think we both rewatched this movie.
We both rewatched it
in prep for this.
And I started watching a YouTube video about how awesome it is.
Did you?
I didn't finish it.
It was literally that night. I got home and Olivia and I sat down and we turned on Disney Plus, and I was just kind of looking through, see what we could watch, and I saw a Goofy movie, and I was like, "Crap!" It was literally like 2 hours after we had finished recording. I texted Philip. I was like, "We forgot a Goofy movie. We need to make this thing right."
Which is why it was able to be in the show notes that we forgot.
Yes,
Goofy
yeah,
movie.
it was literally that night. However, in my rewatch, I did notice a couple things
Oh,
that
you didn't like?
I didn't like. Because when I thought, oh, we forgot it, I was like, that might be my number 2.
Yeah.
My number 2 or 3. But because of these few things, I think it fits snugly at number 5. But there are a few things to where I think the ones I have above it do deserve to be above it.
Tell me these things. Is that
So
what you're
should
doing?
Well, hold on. So what I'm thinking is we should do a positive than a negative. Like you say the positive, we talk about it, and then I'll say one of my negatives. Back and forth.
I see.
However, I don't really want to end it on a negative note.
Okay.
Because I love this movie and I want to praise it.
People to know about how
positive
awesome it is.
So how about I start with a negative,
okay,
and then we go into the positives.
The positives.
Okay.
All right.
We ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
I was wondering why you were okay with just 5 things.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Yeah, it was 10. It's always been 10.
It's always been 10.
Okay, so my first one, so this is very, very minor. And the reason why this is at number 5 is because I understand why they did it this way.
Okay.
So I give it a pass.
All right.
But I kind of watched it and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. So, by the way, spoilers for a Goofy movie here on out. If you've never seen it, like my wife hadn't until last week.
Go watch it on Disney Plus.
Go watch it right now and then come back and listen. Okay. It
was hard to find for a while, and then Disney Plus came out.
Yes. And then it was like right up front page of Disney Plus. It's their crown jewel.
Yeah.
It should be. I really don't know why it's not talked about more.
I don't know.
It's funny. I was looking stuff up about it today, and it was like the black sheep of the family.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. It was just like for whatever reason this didn't get the popularity that it deserved.
I don't know.
I wonder if it's because it is starring one of the Disney characters,
and he has a heart change through it. I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Okay, so again, this one's very, very minor. But when Bigfoot comes into the movie, which also is just what a weird we don't have that on our list at all, but what a interesting choice to make Bigfoot come into the movie. When he's sleeping on top of the car and Goofy is sleeping in the driver's seat and they're both snoring, keeping Max up.
Yep.
And Max decides to change the map.
Yep.
Why does he physically change the map?
He physically changes the map?
Yeah, remember he erases the pencil?
Yeah.
And then reroutes them to LA.
Right.
But it's at that point, Goofy hadn't given him navigating duties. It's literally the next scene that he gives him navigating duties.
Yeah.
So it's Goofy could just see on the map, oh, why are we going to LA? You know what I mean? There's a dumb part of Max's plan for that to...
I see.
And you know what? Actually, I don't give it a pass.
It should have been the other way around.
He should have given him the navigating responsibilities and then him change it.
Yeah. I actually don't know. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that. I could see that Max knows that his dad's just following. He's set it up at the beginning. We're gonna follow the map
I guess
the
that's
same
true.
way that we did it with my dad.
Yeah.
So
I guess that is true. And for later on, spoilers, when Goofy finds he needed to find out somehow.
Yeah.
So having a physical way of looking that he did change the map works. It works. But those two scenes should have been flipped.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So that's my first negative of the movie. Again, very minor, but I was watching it. I was like, that's an interesting choice that they've made in this movie.
Okay. I like that. I like that we're dogging on it now.
Yeah, this is the worst. No. Go ahead. What's our...
Actually, this kind of leads into the humor, talking about Bigfoot.
Yes.
The humor's pretty good in this movie. But it's sparse. More sparse than you'd expect it to be in a Goofy movie.
Right. It's more... the title is almost ironic. It's kind of a somber movie.
Yeah. Way more somber than
Which actually, there's a movie that came out within the last 10 years or so. It's called The Comedy.
Okay.
But it is not very comedic.
It's like a tragedy?
It's do you know who Tim and Eric are?
I know the names.
Okay, they're big on YouTube, and they did Adult Swim shorts and stuff. They're very, very weird and strange.
Yeah.
they made, I don't know if they made it, but both of them are Tim Heidecker is the main character of it, and
Okay.
Eric, I forget Eric's last name, but
Eric.
he's like a side character. But it's kind of just about like these guys who aren't really going anywhere in life, and it's kind of just like a very like mature movie. It's very like aimless, but like it's not very funny.
Yeah.
But ironically, the title is called The Comedy. So it's kind of like that, to where like a goofy movie, you kind of have in your head what it is going to be,
Yes.
and then it's not really that.
And maybe that's why it's the black sheep, because people were expecting it to be
Just
outrageous.
every 5 seconds a new gag.
Yeah. But the humor is like, it is cartoon humor.
Yes.
Which I think is different from most of the Renaissance
Right.
and after.
Most
Yeah.
Disney like theatrical movies don't really have that type of humor in it.
Yeah. I mean, like, things are like, their car goes off a cliff and is like riding on the railing.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Like the humor in this movie, there is the very like broad old Disney shorts humor.
Right.
That's very like visual.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end, the car explodes
Yes.
and Goofy goes flying up in the air.
Does his
like
classic laugh.
Right. Lands in the ceiling thing of the porch.
The awning.
The awning, thank you. So there's like stuff, there's very like obvious old school Disney humor in it.
Yeah.
But then there's very oddly specific humor in the movie as well.
Like the possum place.
The possum place, it's like a nightmare there. They're like all singing off key,
Yeah.
and then there's our favorite moment of the movie. At least it's my favorite moment of the movie, where Goofy walks in on the big lady changing at the concert.
Yes.
She screams in horror, and the face that Goofy makes, I don't know if it's embarrassment or what would you...
I think it was like two animators decided to do it at the same time, and they're like, well, I think he should be embarrassed. The other one's like, I think he should be flattered.
Yes, they're like flustered or something, and they're like, you know what, let's just make it all the same. So this face that Goofy makes is so specifically funny that like I feel like that's not a very broad joke.
No.
Walking in on someone changing is, but that face he makes is so funny. The Bigfoot thing is very like a very specifically funny moment. When the things first land on his ears and he starts like his teeth come out of his mouth. He's really ugly looking,
Yes.
and so it's kind of like a mix of like this broad Disney humor and this weird specific humor.
It's like, I wonder if I don't know who did this movie, but it feels like some of those like Nickelodeon guys that did like Ren and Stimpy. And like some of those like more, I guess mature is not the right word, but like
more aware or more interesting.
Yeah.
Disney humor has never been very like bold or interesting.
Yeah.
It's been more just like family friendly and like obvious gags.
Yeah.
But there's some stuff in this movie that is kind of like Ren and Stimpy-ish.
Yeah. Also, there's like a weird amount of like skanky girls.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, and speaking of weird humor, there's a part, it's at the beginning when they're doing the school assembly.
Yeah.
And Stacy is like Roxanne's friend.
Yes.
She's like up making a speech, and it cuts to this weird nerd kid, and he's like, Stacy. He's like, talk to me.
That made me laugh really hard.
He's so ugly. And she just like stares, like she either gets that all the time or
somebody had that like exact experience in high school, and they're like, let's put that in there.
Yeah. They were saying, talk to me. I was up on stage.
Yeah, but the one girl is like, after he does the dance, and then she's like, I saw your moves. Now do you want to see mine? It's like, whoa.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. Settle down,
Was that
Disney.
Max's dream at the beginning is a little...
Yeah, it's a little risque.
She like jumps off the thing and she's wearing like almost a see-through dress. And
what's going on? So that's why I feel like it's like somebody was not from Disney.
Yeah. Ren and Stimpy creator weaseled his way into the studio one day.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay.
But it's a good, funny movie.
It is.
It's not at all... It's like when there is humor, it's really funny.
Yes.
But there's not as much as you'd expect.
From a movie called a Goofy movie starring a character named Goofy. Well, actually, that's a good word I would put for the humor is goofy.
Yeah.
It is goofy humor.
Yes, for sure.
It's just sparse.
Yeah.
It's not
excuse me. I don't even know if that came through the mic, but
I didn't hear anything. Okay. My next negative.
A negator.
Is, again, it's pretty minor.
Okay.
But, actually, hold on.
Oh, no.
I think I'm going to wait to say this until I say something else.
Hey, Daniel.
Yes.
Don't screw it up.
I need to wait to say this one until after we talk about setups and payoffs, which
Okay.
is in a couple. So, I will say this. The movie is just a tad too short.
It is a short movie.
It's like an hour and 10 minutes, I want to say. And I guess we could... do you want to explain like the
plot?
The plot if somebody's listening to this that has never heard or never watched it?
Okay. So you got Max, who's Goofy's son. Mm-hmm. And Max, it starts off, Max is afraid he's going to turn into Goofy.
Yeah.
That's his dream that he wakes up to.
Oh, yeah.
And it's freaky. And then Max does a song. And he explains what it's about, which is that he can't wait for his life to change.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of what it is.
He's hoping his life will change after school's out.
Yeah, school's out.
For summer.
That's not the song. And then you can't wait for the day after today. That's the end of the song.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of ironic, like, because you're always thinking like the day after today is like the first day of my life.
Yeah.
But you always say that. Yeah. So
anyway, so he wants to ask out. What's her name? Roxanne. I have something stuck in my eyeball.
Are you good?
Maybe.
You get it out?
It's just like sweaty now. You know when you get sweat in your eyeball and it sucks?
No. My eyeballs don't sweat.
Well, it's not that my eyeballs are sweating.
We're sitting in a nice air-conditioned room. I don't have sweat right down my face.
Every time we podcast, I'm like dripping in sweat because I'm so exhausted from talking. So anyway, his big plan to ask Roxanne out and to get her attention is to sing at the school assembly as Powerline.
Yes.
A fictional pop singer.
Which basically Michael Jackson
Michael
stand-in.
Jackson, but a modern Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I guess Michael Jackson was still alive back then, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, and everybody's cool, loves what he does, except for the principal. But he's able to ask Roxanne out, and she says yes.
Yeah, to a Powerline watching party.
Yeah,
because there's a big concert that's going on in LA in a couple weeks, or like at the end of the week, or
remember
something.
life before like computers?
Yeah, when you would have watching parties at someone's house back in 1990.
Yeah. And then basically they his dad, you learn about Goofy, where he works,
and he just wants to connect with his son.
Wants to connect with his son, so he says, "Come with me to vacation."
Well, hold on, you missed a very important part. The principal calls Goofy, threatens Goofy that his son Max, if he keeps acting out, not only that, is going to end up in the electric chair.
Oh, that's right. And the guy who does the voice is somebody funny.
It's Sean Wallace.
Sean Wallace.
Yeah, the guy who does The Princess Bride. Inconceivable.
And he's also Rex.
Yes, from Toy Story.
Yeah. So anyway.
He's also in A Haunted Mansion.
Yes, he is. A movie I wish I hadn't seen. So anyway, he decides he's going to go on a vacation to the lake that him and his dad would go to. Goofy says this.
Yeah.
Not the principal.
Right, yes. Goofy and his dad used to go fishing every year at this lake.
I don't remember the name of the lake.
Yeah, I forget.
It's too bad. Anyway, so Max is upset because he wants to go to the watching party to see Roxanne.
Right.
And Goofy says, I'm putting my foot down.
Yep.
You're going on the
Shoves him in
vacation.
the car without Max even
I know.
packing or anything.
It's
He
impressive.
just leaves.
So the movie is about that
Yeah.
story and ends.
Well, Max then tells Roxanne they can't go to the
That's
watching
because
party
he's going to
because
be
he's going
in it.
to the concert
And Goofy is an old bandmate with
Powerline that he's going to be up on stage. So he gets himself he digs a hole.
what a hole.
And what a hole he is. And then they go cross country and kind of learn more about each other. Go through some ups and downs.
Yep.
And then eventually
Almost die.
they almost die a couple times. Spoiler alert, eventually they do get to the concert.
And they are in the concert.
Yep.
And Goofy dances.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool.
Yeah.
And
what's the moral of the story?
I don't know. Love your dad.
Love your dad, but also lie and everything will turn out all right.
That too.
That's what John Budell taught me about the movie. Was that teaches that you can lie and everything will work out for you.
As long as you love your dad.
Yes. So, I think the movie's a little too short because
There's a lot of moving parts there.
there's a lot of moving parts. But like the bulk of the movie is kind of this father-son relationship, right?
Yeah.
And I think it does, like, for what it is, it's good. It does a good job. But I feel like there could have been, just add 5 minutes to the movie.
Yeah.
And kind of just like, here's one very specific scene that I noticed that I was like, they could have expanded on this quite a bit. So he changes the map, right?
Mm-hmm. What a good
And-
scene that is, though.
It's a great scene, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. But he changes the map. The next day, Goofy gives him navigation responsibilities.
Yeah.
And then there's a little montage of them going to, like, a bunch of fun stuff. They go to, like, amusement park. They go to a baseball game. They go to see, like, this giant yarn house or something. They kill a mime.
Yeah, he cuts the cable of the piano that's
falls
magically hanging in the air.
Very Disney moment.
Yep.
But then what's not Disney is they walk away. They just commit the murder and walk away.
Yeah.
So it's a little mix. It's a little mix of the specific and the broad. So then, and they bond through this montage.
Yeah.
The montage ends, and the very next scene is the scene where Goofy finds out they changed the map.
Yes.
It's like, expand on that a little bit more. Show us not only in a montage, but show us like them kind of getting closer as father and son. Because like I get it, in your script you're supposed to change things up. I think every like 10 minutes there's supposed to be kind of a shift in the, like a little kink in the story.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So it was like at 1 minute the shift in the story was he changes the map, and then the very next change in the story, Goofy finds out that the map's been changed. It's like, give us like one more kind of shift.
Yeah,
in
everything's
there.
okay.
Yeah, everything's good, and then that way when they do kind of get into the fight, you like feel it a little bit more.
Yeah, something like they defeat the Bigfoot or something together.
Yeah, something to where like, and I get when they get to the little motel, they're like little buddies and stuff, but it's like, give us a little bit more. Again, it's good for what it is, but like I would have liked to see maybe just add 5 minutes to the movie and just kind of like just add in, sprinkle that 5 minutes throughout the movie and just expand on some stuff a little bit more. That's all I'm saying.
I gotcha. Well,
and this is a conversation that we're having, is me criticizing a Goofy movie. Where is my life gone? Okay. What's the next?
The next is Setups and payoffs. I
Do it
just
again.
said this and then we cut it and then I forgot it already. Setups and payoffs.
Yeah.
So
Which one can you think of?
So not very many at all. Maybe zero.
But more so just like the script in general.
The
is
script
kind of what
in
we're talking about.
general is a setup. I'm trying to think of an actual setup and an actual payoff.
There's
but,
one big one.
that he says he's gonna go to the concert and then he does.
No, there's another big one.
Tell me, Daniel. Tell me.
Okay, so early in the movie, or not early in the movie, early on in their trip, right before they meet Bigfoot, Goofy teaches his son this thing called the perfect
that's it.
cast.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Would you like to continue?
No, you do it.
Okay, so he teaches his son the perfect cast, and it's like this wild, crazy, like you spin around,
Yep.
you do little Jedi lightsaber tricks with the fishing pole, and then you let it fly.
Yep.
And it's supposed to be the perfect cast. Well, when he's doing it, it doesn't seem like Max is really like paying attention at all. He's
Right.
kind of just like passively being there. But then at the end of the movie, spoilers, when they go over a waterfall
Yeah.
in the car,
Goofy's about to die.
Goofy is literally falling to his death. And Max, taking the knowledge of the perfect cast that you thought that he wasn't really listening to earlier, which is also a good character moment that like he actually was paying attention to his dad. He uses that perfect cast to cast the fishing line down towards Goofy. It hooks onto his pants and saves him.
Yep. And then they somehow float away to safety.
Max is like tied up in like ropes and a tarp, and it's like hovering because of the airflow of the waterfall. But yeah, the script in general is just very good. It's like it just keeps moving. It's very like relentless pace to it.
Despite what you think that it needs to
It's
slow
a
down.
little too fast. It's a little too short, but it's not. The pace is not bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another little thing that I think you and I noticed this the last time that we watched this together.
Yeah.
And it's never really brought up, but you definitely see it in the background. Then there's a group of nuns.
Yes.
Would you like to talk about the nuns?
So when they're going down to the they're driving. When they first start driving, Goofy starts singing, and all of a sudden it's kind of like that scene in Hot Rod where everybody just starts joining in. And but there's nuns in that scene, just randomly showing up.
They're like on the road. They're also driving next to them on the road.
Speaking of that scene, there's like a dead guy. Have you noticed the dead guy that's there?
There's a dead guy, and I noticed at one part a trunk opens up.
Oh yeah.
And there's a guy with his hands tied.
Yep.
And there's dried cement around his feet.
Yep.
So they're definitely taking him to drop him in an ocean
Yes.
somewhere to kill him.
Yep. So anyway, those nuns show up there. None of those other characters matter, but the nuns do.
Yeah, the nuns show up.
And I guess I feel like they show up in two other places.
They show up a couple other times. I think they show up at the amusement park, maybe.
They're definitely on the amusement park. I think they're also in the or maybe I'm making that up.
No, they're in the, what were you about to say?
Possum place.
They might be in the Possum Place. They're definitely in the diner the breakfast diner.
Yep. And then, but then it turns out that they're the backup singers. Is that what it
No,
is?
just they're doing,
they just love Powerline. They were going to go see Powerline.
Yeah, they're also making a cross country trip to see Powerline. And again, this is never brought up. It's just like they're in the background.
Yes.
You just see them throughout the whole thing.
I wonder if
very
just
funny.
some animator was like, "What if I threw him in here?"
Yeah, what they'd be like? They're probably like, what would be the funniest group of people to want to go see this?
Yeah.
Probably nuns.
Nuns.
So yeah, very funny. Sorry, my chair just creaked.
How dare you?
Another good setup and payoff is they're playing a game. Goofy at the beginning of their trip, Goofy wants to play a game with Max, where it's like a guessing game, and he's like, man or woman, and Max is like, man. He's like not having it.
Yeah.
And Goofy's like, He's like, Walt Disney, and Max is like, you got it. And Goofy's like, wow, he's like proud of himself for getting it. So that sets up at the beginning that Goofy's wanting to connect with his son, and his son's not, giving anything back. Right after Goofy finds out that right after the whole like right-left situation where Max like left.
Yes.
Goofy's like super mad. And Max starts trying to play the game with him, and Goofy's not having it at times. So it's a nice little like reverse of the roles there. So that's another good little setup payoff in the story. But
I remember thinking about them during the movie, but I don't retain them. I don't keep that knowledge in my noggin. I wish I could.
It must be nice. No, must be nice.
All right.
Okay, I have another negative. So we just talked about setups and payoffs.
We did.
So the one that I was gonna say last time, but I said we need to wait till. So there is another setup and payoff that I don't think works.
Okay.
So when Goofy finally gets on stage with Powerline, because Goofy shows up on stage before Max ends up on stage.
Yeah.
It's Goofy first.
Oh, he does the dance.
So Goofy doesn't know what to do, and Max is like above the stage on the little like catwalk thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, Dad, do the perfect cast."
Yeah.
So he does the perfect cast, and it looks like he's dancing.
Right.
And it's like this real good dance move. But I have a problem with that because they literally just paid off the perfect cast like literally 5 minutes earlier with Max saving Goofy with it. And I noticed that there was another little thing that was a through line throughout the movie, but it never came back, was Goofy. It happens in the first scene after Max wakes up from his dream. Goofy just barges into Max's room, and he starts doing the Mamba. And then right after Max asks out Roxanne, and she says yes,
he does the Mamba.
He does the Mamba with the little secretary lady. Now here's the thing: I don't think the Mamba would have worked for Goofy to do that on stage and it to look like a pop dance, Mm-hmm. But if they were to have done like a different dance, like Goofy's doing like the robot or something. What's the robot's pretty 90s?
That's pretty
isn't it?
90s.
Yeah. I feel like came in and was trying to be cool for Max and doing the robot, and Max was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing." And then Max did it later on because he's actually kind of turning into his father. And then at the end, he's like, "Hey, Dad, do the robot."
Yeah.
That would have been a better payoff to that than the perfect cast is.
And then everybody laughs at him.
Or everybody, because something that you learn throughout the movie, or something that you learn once you're an adult, is that Max is totally in the wrong throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And that Goofy's actually just a great dad.
Yep.
So Max could have thought it was embarrassing at the beginning of the movie, but then he realizes that Goofy's actually like
pretty good at dancing.
It's kind of cool. I think that would have been a better moment than just having him do the perfect cast again, literally 5 minutes after they already paid it off.
I guess so.
So that's a little moment that I noticed that I think could.
I think the perfect cast is funnier.
I don't.
I think it's funnier than a robot.
I don't know. You don't have to do the robot. Just do something. Goofy's trying to be cool, and Max doesn't think so. And then at the end, Max.
Or maybe just Goofy has a bad dance that he thinks is cool.
Yeah. It doesn't even have to have. He could
dance.
have it. He could name it like the Goof.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, do the Goof.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like the Bustin' Jeeper.
Yeah, it's like your dance that you have. Maybe it's just that. If we're hypothetically saying it could be something, then it could just be your Jeeper dance.
All right, I like that. The number 3 is the art style.
Yeah.
So, I do feel like the art style, like, it has it's almost like a not clean look. Like you can tell somebody hand drew some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And created it. It doesn't have that crisp computer look.
No, especially at that time.
Yeah.
Because at that time you were getting Lion King and Pocahontas and Aladdin and stuff, and then there's this movie.
Yeah.
that kind of janky
yeah,
looking.
but I like it.
Yes, I agree.
It has like a lot of character to it compared to those. Well,
Yeah.
not that those are like ugly, but
No, those are beautiful
Yeah.
looking animation, but it almost has more personality to it.
yeah, which feels it works for this movie.
Yes.
It feels like everything works.
Yeah, because like all the other Disney movies, especially at this time, were these big like epic.
Yeah,
Lion King is like this huge story that spans like years, you know,
right.
of like a kingdom falling.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yes.
lots of stuff going on in Lion King. Pocahontas is this big story that actually took place that we all. Mulan is this big epic war movie, and this is just like as small of a story as you can get. It's
a summer vacation.
a summer vacation with a father and a son.
Though I am curious how long the summer vacation is. I don't know. I can't figure out the timeline.
I think when Roxanne mentions the watching party, she says like next week.
That's pretty crazy. They do a lot in a week.
They do. They do. But it's
Maybe that was... No.
It's not out of the question. Olivia and I just went out west for our honeymoon, and it took us 2 days to get out there. And
That's true.
one of the days we stopped and did some stuff. So it's not out of the question.
It's not out of the question. All right. I'll accept the logic, even though it's cartoon logic.
And it's cartoon, so it doesn't have to be logical. But aside from the interesting art style that's kind of not typical for that time of Disney, it almost seems like an old, like, 60s.
Right. It feels that older style.
Way of doing it. The look of it doesn't really look like that, but, like, the way they went about animating it seems like an older film. But there's good art direction in this movie. There's a couple scenes in this movie that are very... It's like, oh, someone, like, directed this movie and, like, had a vision for this. What are some scenes?
We talked about the map scene.
So explain, why is that one cool?
Man, so, like, I'm trying to remember exactly what happens, but it's like he bumps the glove compartment.
Yeah, it's at night.
So it's
kind of a bluish look to it.
And then he bumps the glove compartment and the light turns on and it like shines on his face.
It like pops open and the map comes out. Yeah, it's like an orange.
Yes. And then the pen like circles around the location of where he wants to go. I was like, whoa, somebody thought about that.
Yeah, it's and like the angles get a lot more specific.
Yeah.
It's not just like wide.
Yep.
A lot of wide shots anymore. It's very like doing close-ups with him when he starts like he's like sweating because he's trying to do it before Goofy wakes up and stuff.
It's so good. And then Goofy does not wake up. He like snores or something.
He asks Max a question, but it's like nonsense.
Yeah.
There's another scene where when Goofy finds out that Max did change the map.
Yeah.
He like goes out to the hot tub.
Yes. That whole anytime that it's nighttime.
There's like cool lighting. Yeah, he's out at the hot tub and the hot tub has a light in it.
Yeah.
So it's like a greenish blue, hazy look to it.
Actually a well-themed hotel.
Yeah, it's like the Neptune Inn or Neptune Lodge or something. And then like Pete comes out.
Yep.
And we'll probably get to when we get to characters, we'll get to like the meat of the scene.
Yeah.
But just the look of it's just like very rich looking.
He jumps in. He's like, they always fill this up way too high.
Water like pours out because it's so big. But yeah, just like really, really good looking scene. Mm-hmm. It's just like you're watching this movie and the dream sequence at the beginning is pretty interesting looking. And then like there's like these really like, I don't know if beautiful is the right word. Very good looking scenes.
Yeah.
And then there's like this old school animation style, and then it'll have another. It's like the big scenes, the big important scenes are like these.
They really
grab
went
your
out
attention.
They went out of their way to make them grab your eye.
Yeah, right. So, which is again probably the director was like, yeah, we don't have to put a whole lot of effort into the animation of this, but for the scenes that that are important. Let's like actually put some thought into this.
Right.
So good art style.
It's good art style. I wonder who the art director was.
We should have looked up names.
Should have.
Yeah, we don't do that kind of prep.
We don't give a rip about those people.
Okay. Is this okay? I'm going to say this one. So, speaking of, we talked a little bit about Max having a fear of becoming his dad.
Yes.
I wish that they had played into that a little bit more.
Okay.
Because you said like at the beginning, his dream ends with that, with him turning into his dad.
Right.
So first scene, you like set up like, oh, this is a fear that Max has, that he's going to turn into his father. And then when he tells Roxanne that he can't go on the date, but that he's going to be at the concert, he laughs and it.
Oh, it's like
the goof. Yeah. Well, and oh no, maybe it's not. It's earlier when he falls down the bleachers. He laughs like that.
Right.
And maybe he does laugh like that at the balcony scene too. I can't remember.
Okay. Yeah.
So you kind of have this through line of him having a fear of, and what should happen in the movie is like as the movie goes along and he gets closer with his dad, that fear should dissipate because he realizes that his dad's actually like
Rad.
a cool person. There's the little moment when Goofy like bites into the soup lid and he's like, whoa, that's like, where'd you learn how to do that?
Yeah.
And he's like seeing that Goofy has coolness to him. You know, he's not just this lame dad.
Could you imagine?
I know, biting. I know. But then where it does not work is at the end when he's on Roxanne's porch. And I think this is maybe where I was getting the porch scenes confused. It might happen in both, but it definitely happens at the end scene.
Yeah.
He laughs, and he's still embarrassed of it. Of his dad's laugh coming out. He like covers his mouth. And she kind of laughs at it, like an accepting laugh, like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
But what should have happened
he
was
just does it.
He laughs and he kind of has this moment of recognition. It doesn't have to be like this huge moment. Just like you can see it you could see it in like his eyes, like, oh, and then just kind of like give a smirk or something like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine if there are attributes of me that end up turning out like my father. That's okay. So I think they could have paid that because that's like one of the main themes of the movie that I feel like didn't get paid off very well. So I wish that they would have done something like
Max doesn't change at all. It feels like
he does. I mean, he accepts it. Like at the end when the car blows up and Goofy. Yeah. Well, actually, what's the next thing?
It's characters.
So let's go ahead.
Yeah.
And just talk about that. When the car blows up and Goofy
explodes out
and comes over, then he's like, Roxanne, this is my dad. He's like fine. He's fine with his dad's goofy shenanigans at that point at the movie. But yeah, so characters.
So this movie is aptly named because I feel like it really is about Goofy.
Yes.
It's not about Max.
No.
I mean, it is.
Max is the one that goes through the arc.
Yeah.
But it fleshes Goofy out. Fleshes?
Yeah, fleshes him out.
Okay, yeah.
It does sound weird now you say it.
I guess that's right.
It does flesh Goofy out.
Yeah, Goofy gets fleshed out. That's it.
Goofy
gets fleshed out quite a bit throughout this movie.
Yeah. So, I mean, but I guess Goofy in a way, I don't know what he doesn't like, I mean, he learns how to like deal with his son.
Right.
But he's not necessarily changing too much either, I guess. He's still Goofy.
No, he doesn't need to change.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He's a good guy.
Yeah,
it's like Tony Stark versus Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers doesn't really have an arc because he's always a good guy.
Yeah.
Tony Stark's the one that needs to change because he's not a good man.
Yeah.
So, but both work.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Goofy's good. It's just all good. I love Pete, like teaching Goofy things.
Yes,
is like the best scenes.
Yes, yeah. Put your thumb on him. Yeah, like teaching him to rule with an iron.
Yes.
Yeah, and it just like never working out.
Yep.
Yeah, I like, because when you think of like a Goofy movie, and we kind of talked about this earlier, you think like, oh, it's gonna be a gag a minute, a gag a second probably, of just like these crazy situations, and they do get themselves into some crazy situations, but Goofy is so grounded in reality in this movie as far as like his emotions go. This movie emotionally is very real feeling, just like, because there's the moment at the end, towards the end, when the car falls into the river.
Right.
And Max is like, I'm not your little kid anymore. I have my own life. And Goofy's like, I just wanted to be a part of your life. It's like, oh, Goofy. It's like, and I'm sure that's like the feeling of a lot of parents. Like at that time of their teenagers' lives, of them wanting to kind of do their own thing. Like teenagers don't have the like mental capacity to like,
care about anybody else,
and to like balance things in their life. It's just like they're so focused on one thing or one avenue. So yeah, that moment when he says that, it like gets to me every time. I'm like, that's so sad. And then he's like, no matter how old you get, like you're still gonna be my son. Just like good
stuff,
good drama.
Lindsay started tearing up this past time.
Did she?
Yeah.
It's not, I wouldn't say it's like highbrow drama, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's good surface level drama, I guess I would say. Like, because you could get, if this was like a real live action movie, you could get into like drugs and stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's like drama.
Yeah.
But this is good, like family drama.
Right. Yeah. Who's your favorite side character? I think it's
probably Bigfoot.
I think it's the guy that likes the cheese whiz.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Does he even have a name?
I think he has a name.
Okay. Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. He's like does the video stuff for him.
Yeah. He's so chill.
Yes.
At the end, he's kind of something I noticed in this past rewatch. At the very end, he works as an antagonist for just like a split second. He's like, I don't see that goof kid there. And like, he's like, and then as soon as he does see him, he's like, yeah.
Oh man. So yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
Pete's son.
It's interesting. It really is focused on Goofy and Max almost the entire way through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Pete and PJ show up a couple times.
Yeah.
Powerline's like rad. Like these two random people show up on the stage and he's just like so cool with it. Which again is a very I actually literally just saw something about this the other day. Michael Jackson was very much so like that. Like people would come up on stage and he would like just dance with them and
really?
Yeah, he like didn't care all that much about.
That's surprising.
Because someone, I think it was Maroon 5. Who's the main guy of Maroon 5? Adam Levine.
Adam Levine.
It was like a side by side, and someone got up on stage with him, and he was like not having it.
Yeah.
And then it showed Michael Jackson, and he was like dancing with the person.
That's awesome.
So Powerline might be like the coolest side character in the movie.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
One cool dude. I like PJ. Could be my best friend.
PJ's pretty rad.
PJ, like, he's the Samwise Gamgee of this story.
So speaking of PJ and Pete, it's my final negative.
Your gripes.
My gripes with this movie is there is no arc for that storyline.
PJ and Pete?
Yeah.
That's true. PJ's just under Pete's thumb.
Throughout until the end of the movie. And it's like, okay, this goes along with me saying like this movie could have been a little bit longer.
Sure.
So there's at the very end of the movie, you know, they're doing the concert with Powerline, right?
Mm-hmm.
It cuts to PJ and Pete, and PJ's like scrubbing the floors.
Yeah.
And Pete comes in. I think he's drinking beer.
Probably.
And when I was younger, I always thought it was root beer just because I was younger, but I think he's drinking beer. He comes in and PJ's like, yeah, Max did it, blah, blah, blah. Pete comes in and like spits his drink up against the TV, like in disbelief about it. That's the last we see of them. What I think should have happened was that I'm fine with that. He's in disbelief that like his parenting tactics didn't work out. The concert ends, and the way that the movie actually works is the concert ends, and then it just fades into the last scene of Max going up and confronting Roxanne. What I think should have happened was it should have cut back to PJ and Pete, and Pete be like mumbling under his breath, like, "Oh, I can't believe Goofy isn't blah blah blah," and then he like tells PJ to clean up the TV that he just spit stuff all over.
PJ says, "You do it,"
and PJ, because of what he saw Max do, it gives him like the courage to stand up to his dad. Some Disney exec was like, "No, I can't do that." We can't make a kid stand up to his parents, but we can make a parent abuse his child.
That's acceptable.
That's acceptable. Let me go count my money now.
Beat my children.
Drive my Lamborghini. But yeah, I think like he should have been like, "No, Dad, like, you clean up your own mess."
Also, where's Mom?
Yeah, why are you and Goofy both single dads here? But then and then like PJ, and then Pete be like, "PJ," and then like PJ just walk out, and he'd be like, "PJ," and then cut to the final scene.
Yeah,
I think that would have been a nice like, because I always feel bad for PJ in the movie because he doesn't get any closure. So that's
does that happen in the Goofy movie too?
I don't know. I don't like that movie. So
nobody likes that movie.
I've only seen it once.
He does skateboard in it. There was a Goofy movie 2 skateboard video game that I always wanted
That's
to
all
play.
it needed to be, was a game.
Yeah.
The reason I don't watch that movie is because Roxanne isn't in it, and I think Max is after a different girl. It's like,
what's the point?
What's the point? That undermines the entire first. So that second movie's not canon to me. The Goofy and Max story ends at the end of this movie, and Max and Roxanne get married and have kids, and then Max goes on a similar adventure with his son later on in life.
How high school though is it to have all these feelings for somebody, and then it's like, wow,
and then it ends right away? They never quite touch on it, but I'm assuming it's their senior year. Given the After Today song, it's like, I mean, I know it's talking about summer break, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's like junior year. I
don't know.
Because I think the second one is him at college, right?
He's at college.
Yeah. So anyways, my head canon is Max and Roxanne end up together, and Goofy finds a nice lady.
Go. I think he does in the second one.
Well, but it's a different story. It's a story I'll write. Okay, what is...
No. What was your gripe?
Oh, my word.
Whoa.
Hey, well, hey there.
Hey.
Hey, Tommy.
I had a few cigarettes.
Oh, no.
I had a few cigarettes. I can't talk. I'm just kidding. There's just a little something in my throat today.
Oh, man, you scared me. You all right there?
I'm fine. Yeah, it's a good day. Good, beautiful day outside. You been outside lately? Yeah,
I drove here, so it was nice.
I don't know. How could I know that? You're a liar. So anyway, well, what a goof I am. Anyway, so today I learned.
Yeah, what'd you learn
that
today?
Queen, and I lost my place here. Hold on. Did you know the band Queen?
I do know Queen.
You ever heard them?
Yeah, they're probably my favorite. Probably my third favorite band of all time.
How long do you think that Freddie Mercury took to write Crazy Little Thing Called Love?
Oh man, 7 years.
10 minutes.
Oh,
today I learned that Freddie Mercury took 10 minutes. Now, I don't know about you.
Didn't you say years?
10 minutes.
I didn't know. Before you answer the question, you said how many years do you think it took?
I don't know.
Freddie Mercury.
It's maybe it was a trick question.
Maybe it was.
Maybe it was a trick question. Maybe you heard what you wanted to hear.
10 minutes. I feel like that's not true.
And he did it in a bathtub. A bathtub.
I feel like that's not true.
Well, today I learned it's true. And I like to try it myself.
Oh.
So here I go.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm gonna go to the bathtub.
Oh gosh. Okay.
And I'll be right back.
Okay. All right.
Less than 10 minutes. Ready?
All right. Well, I guess we'll talk to him here in 10 minutes.
That was surprising. So we need to do our number one, huh?
Yeah. What's our number one?
He threw me all off right there.
Speaking of music.
Speaking of music, what's the best music?
Yeah. So our number one is this movie's soundtrack is like awesome.
It's a musical.
It is a musical.
This is a musical.
As most Disney movies were at the time. But it's so like... It's so different. This movie is so different feeling than everything else. I mean, we already talked about like the art style was different, but like the feel is different than the rest of the Renaissance movies, and the music is just so. I would say it's not as well, and maybe you would know better than I would when it comes to music, but I would say it's not as well produced.
It's just,
but it's catchier.
It's like pop music instead of orchestral.
Okay.
That's how I would put it.
So explain that to me.
So like instead of it, like I mean, it's based off of like Powerline being like a pop star.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they like kept that throughout the movie.
Okay.
That feeling of like electric guitars and drums.
Right. As opposed to like the
like Lion King, where it's like
a bunch of people are singing all at once.
Yeah.
Okay. This seems more like you could do this. I know they do like Lion King Broadway and stuff, but this seems like a stage show musical. Yeah. That'd be very easy to like. Oh, I'm walking from my house to school now.
Yep.
And a song breaks out while I'm doing that. That just seems very like classic musical, as opposed to the Disney Renaissance was like not classic musical. Like Show Me the World from Aladdin, they're like flying around on the carpet.
Right.
That doesn't seem like classic, like a Singing in the Rain type of thing. No. Yeah. But a Goofy movie almost does seem more.
I could see that.
More regular musical stuff.
Right.
Which goes to my thoughts of this movie is like just seems like a real movie but animated. Just like the way it like plays out is
maybe they were like maybe we do live action Goofy.
Yeah, and they're like we can't. Maybe the script was written that way, and then they're like we can't do live action Goofy.
This is horrible.
Yeah, they tested
the
the costume and everything. Like oh my word.
Oh, Bill Farmer's played Goofy.
I don't even know what Bill Farmer looks like.
He looks like a medium heavy-set middle-aged man.
Does he?
Yeah.
I'm always like, I'm not ever like disappointed in voice actors, but I'm always just like, oh really? That's who that voice belongs to?
Yes. Yeah, I like the music. So I don't love the music in this.
It's not the best ever,
but I think that what it does is like it plays the part of the movie perfectly.
Yes. It like I feel like Lion King, there's like I Just Can't Wait to Be King.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's more so explaining like the character's state of mind. Mm-hmm. Kind of giving you more info about the character. Yeah. To where the music in this movie hurls the plot forward. It keeps it moving.
It's showing and not telling, I feel like.
Yes.
Whereas a lot of that's what you run into with the other movies, I feel like.
Is telling you exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
agreed.
I think that this rides that line well.
Right. Yeah. There's the what's it called? The song where they're on the car that's floating down the river.
Oh. Bum, 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 dun, 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 dun. That one? No. On the river.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that part at all.
Well, it's like, they get in their fight, and then by the end of the song, they're buddy again.
Right.
But it's because through that song, they come to terms with one another.
Right.
And that's so classic musical.
Yeah.
That's so like, we're going to speed run through what would typically be probably 15 to 20 minutes of a movie.
Right.
We're going to just speed run it in one song. And I think we were talking about off the record earlier. Off the air. We were talking about like, I know some people, I think my dad is like this. He has trouble with things moving that quickly in musicals because
Sure.
like he needs more development. And I do typically, but when I'm watching a musical, I can get into the mindset of like, it's fine. So
Yeah.
things are going to happen within the span of a song here.
Right.
And I'm fine with that. You just kind of have to get into a different mindset when you're watching a musical. But what's your favorite song in the movie?
I think it's the first one.
After Today?
After Today. There's like goofs in it. That like, I'm gonna sit on my butt.
That's really funny.
But it's also like setting up a lot. It's a good song.
It's like, only 40 more minutes of economics
Yeah.
down with the textbooks and up with the comics.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, it's like everybody's like sing, like nerds sing the comics part.
Yeah.
There's like jocks singing certain parts. There's
Everybody's a part of that one.
everyone's except for Goofy.
Yeah.
The principal is too. He's like, talks about, or you'll be suspended.
But, all right. Yeah. He's in there.
Yeah, it kind of sets up all your. I guess Goofy doesn't have to be because he was already set up before the song.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of sets up all your side characters in that song, which is good. It's,
And sets up what Max is wanting.
again, so I guess that's kind of telling instead of showing. It's more of a. Anyways, yeah, I think I always battle between this and the Powerline song at the end. Those two songs are
Does that stand out? Is that the one?
No, the Eye to Eye.
Oh yeah.
Standout's probably third.
Eye to Eye. I don't even know what the lyrics are. That one's like too much of a real
Yeah,
song.
it's too quick. It's
Yeah.
not. I could probably tell you word for word what After Today is.
Yeah.
But I don't. The Eye to Eye is genuinely a good pop song. It's
Yeah, I
like
don't
pretty
know.
catchy, and if it was just on the radio, I'd be like, yeah, this is an old '90s song, you know.
They just had some guy do it. I don't know. He was like a little pop artist, but not like
Oh, really?
big. Yeah,
That's funny.
as far as I know. It's on Spotify if you want to listen.
Okay, all right. So
forget
yeah,
the
so
name of
the soundtrack is great in this movie. It all original songs, I think. I don't think there's anything that's like not.
No,
I think there's something. I think at one point something's playing in the car that's like an actual song. Oh, it's when the headphones fall on Bigfoot.
Oh, that's right. It's like
what's that Saturday Night Live sketch?
No. It's like a.
What's the?
It's not. She's a brick house, is it?
No, what's the Friday night or what's the Saturday Night Live sketch?
You're-
The where they bop their head, Jim Carrey and stuff. They're like
oh,
Saturday
I
Night
don't-
Fever.
Fever?
What's that song called?
I don't know.
Okay, anyway, it's that song.
Yeah.
And so you do get like one like actual song in it, but that's fine. Who cares? Nope.
Staying alive.
Yeah, Staying Alive.
Staying
That's it.
Alive.
Yeah, Staying Alive.
It is Staying Alive.
Is in this movie. So
I was right the whole time.
the whole time. So.
Oh.
Oh. Hey, Tommy.
Hey.
Hey, how was your bath music session?
Well, I fell asleep. And I'm all wet, and I didn't get naked because I knew I didn't have any towels.
Well, oh man.
So this is. I think I better go.
Okay, yeah, maybe riding on your motorcycle you'll dry off really quickly.
I hope so. I hope so. I'm sad, Daniel.
Is there anything
What
we can
was
do
I
to cheer you
doing?
up?
Daniel, why am I so stupid?
Maybe that could be your song about
Daniel, why am I so stupid? I've been so silly.
But then throughout the song, you can realize that you're actually not stupid. You're very confident in yourself. Because Tommy, I don't think you're stupid.
Daniel tells me
Well,
I'm
you don't have
not
to-
stupid,
Okay.
and I'm not.
Great, that's it. Go try to sell it to a
I think
major
I
record
might
label.
be better than Queen.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Tommy.
See ya, Tommy.
Okay, well, that was our a Goofy movie episode.
Yeah.
I when we started this episode, I would never have thought that we would do an entire episode about a Goofy movie, or started this series. I would have never thought that, but
Here we are.
It was
Here we
good.
are.
It was a good episode.
Hey, and Daniel,
Yeah.
high five on doing an episode. Doing
Yeah,
an
we did
episode.
two. We did them close together,
We did them close together.
and I think next time we record, we're gonna do two.
We'll see.
Yeah. So.
We've done it.
I know we say this all the time, but we're back, baby.
We're back, baby. You know what?
What?
We're the best, and you're the best.
You can never be perfect, but you can always be better.
We
We
love
love
you.
you.